What up, YouTube? Nice to get inside with another short unboxing first impression video with a brand new knife that just was released from Trivisa. I'm talking about the Trivisa Hornet, and I got the gray G10 handle version. I know there's aluminum handle version out there as well, but I'm not a fan of these colors. Red and blue mix is just not my thing. So I wanted a little bit more, yeah, like more decent or more. How do you say that? I'm not sure. Like I just wanted something not too loud. So in general, Trivisa box. You got your QC card. You can see this knife was just released. Um, Mid-November was the QC pass. So till it comes over with their boat, takes a while. So and you got your knife. Let's get into that. So you can see we got a really nice, actually feels pretty good. Contoured G10 handles with that texture on there. I mean, it's smooth, but it's slight texture. Like it's very lightly noticeable. Hardly. I mean, it hard to describe. It's just really smooth, but you can see the texture and feel it just very, very lightly. You got, of course, G10 backspacer here, steel liners, steel pocket clip, which is reversible, which is cool. You got your axis lock here. You got the thumb studs. Yeah, overall, it seems to be also the heft on this knife seems to be really nice. Actually, I mean, just first impression, just a touch of it, I like it. Just like I said, just the first impression. Let's do a comparison real quick. Between my regular knives here. So we're gonna have here the CBB Blackoid and the Sencut Frontera. You can see that. So it's smaller. It's those are large knives, of course. So it's not really comparable to those. But just so you see the difference. Let's go with the Drift LCT from Quiet Carry, and then the Wee Knives Equibic. They're much closer to the size of this knife. It's a little taller than both because of the Contra G10 handles, of course. So, and then we have the Petrified Fish Beluga, which is actually really close to similar G10 kinda. That's yeah, they're very close to each other, except of this is a little bit different style and it has the axis lock. This doesn't have. This is a liner lock. Um, and let me see, where is it? Oh, there it is. My little nav lander. So you can see. And just real quick, this knife kind of reminds me of one of the knives that I just recently unboxed, which is the CMB made knives Predator. So you can see they're very similar as well. Both axis lock, both very similar profile, except of this. I don't know. This is a really nice knife in general. It is really good in the hand. This has a little bit more weight to it. I feel like just slightly, not much, but a little bit. So you have basically your Trivisa logo here, and I don't think there's any other brandings on there. Let's get the blade out and we'll see. So, see, you can see that. You have, oh yeah, I mean, besides that, you have the 14C28N branding, but it's very uh, hidden, kinda. So it's not really in the view. There's no other brandings on this knife. So you can see that. I mean, it looks really nice. And the coating on this blade is, I'm not sure exactly. Uh, just say gray. coated blade. It doesn't really say what it is. I'm assuming PVD coating. So, but yeah, the action is good. The axis lock actually is really strong on this one. It has much more, like when I pull this on the CMB Made Knives Predator, this is much lighter versus this axis lock on the what is it called? On the Hornet. So yeah, this is much stronger. So also, it kind of honestly, I mean, to be really fair, this feels almost like a little bit a redefinement of the Hornet, just from what I can tell now. The handle is a little bit slimmer, like in the height. It has a good grip, and you got kinda, I mean, it's not really, but it's kinda like a harpoon because of the way this is shaped here. And what's cool, Trivisa does that. I've seen that on a couple knives now. They do actually a crown spine, which is really nice. You barely find any budget producer that does that. Usually they're just squared. On Trivisa does that really nice. They do a crown spine. You got your what you would call that, the drop point. I guess drop point blade. Not sure exactly if that's what you would call this blade. It doesn't mention it. It just says blade. What? Let me see. No, it doesn't really mention it. But just from my view, I would say this is a drop point blade. And like I said, it feels really nice. I mean, this is really good. Let's do a cutting test real quick on the blade, on the edge. Yeah, it's definitely sharp out of the box. So of course the cutting test on the paper doesn't really show anything, but I'm just letting you guys know it's sharp out of the box. So let's get some measurements real quick while we're at it, since we have it open. Where's my tape measure? There it is. So we got a overall length of 7/7/8, so it's a full-size knife, of course, like pretty much all the other ones that I have so far. We got a blade length of 3 7/16 and a cutting edge of right around 3 7/16 as well. So and you got, as you can see here, you got a decent sharpening choil, so you get some life out of it before you even get to, get into trouble. You can quite a lot of times sharpen this knife. You have some life in that blade. Let's do one more thing real quick. Let's get the weight on this guy. I believe it's somewhere around 4.5, somewhere between 4.5 and 5 ounces, but I could be wrong. All right, so let's see. 4.67. Okay, yeah, 4.67 ounces. So I wasn't too off. And let's do a size comparison real quick when it's open. So I just want to show you guys real quick, since, like I said, I compared this to the CMB Made Knives Predator. You can see they're very similar in profile and everything. And it's just the blade is a little different shape, not much. But they seem overall very similar. And I feel like this is just a slight... I mean, I know this knife has been out for like a year and a half or so. So it's kind of unfair to it. But it seems like that this is a kind of a little bit of a refinement of this knife. But yeah, let's do some more size comparisons real quick between my other knives. So here we got the CVB Placoid and the Sencut Fontera. So you can see it's definitely smaller. It's about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inches smaller than the CVB, and then over an inch smaller than the Sencut. Let's compare it to some knives that are closer to its size. So you can see here the Drift LCT. It actually is larger than the Drift LCT, just by a little bit. Just by a hair, actually. And then the Equibic is a little bit larger, not by much. And then last but not least, compare it to the Beluga here. So you can see, I mean, they look together. They look really nice. Actually, could be a good combination here if you like gray handles. And then here we got the little lander, so you can see how they compare. But yeah, overall, first impression, I feel like this knife is pretty good. I mean, it seems like that when I look back at the knives that I have so far from uh, Trivisa, they have stepped up their game even more, because I mean their budget knives have been already really good. It's just they just released this here, this I can't remember the name, that I had just unboxed as well. The let me check real quick. I need to know the name. There's so many names out there from knives. So this was the Monoceros. Okay, so they had just released the Monoceros, and the quality on this knife has already picked up compared to the other two Trivisas that I had before, even though they were good knives. And now I picked up this one here, and I think this is even a slight step up even over the Monoceros. So the quality on this knife is excellent. You have no sharp edges. You have absolutely everything just fits perfect. The production of the G10 is in comparison to the steel liners have slight beveling on the inside. You can see that. So you got weight reduction on the inside as well. It's just phenomenal how this feels. It's so smooth. You have literally, like I said, no sharp edges overall. It's so great. And this is just great with this spoon, with the jimping on it. I feel like it just, I honestly think this is punching higher than the price it's in. Honestly, I mean, yes, the materials are still suggesting about a $50 knife. But and it's $47.99 currently on Amazon. But honestly, the just when you go by the production quality of this knife, I would say this knife is punching higher than a $50. I would say this is easy worth quality wise $80. But yeah, I mean it goes for $47.99 on Amazon, so it's definitely a recommendation from me. If you want to pick it up, I will put the link in the description. And I would appreciate if you guys like, comment, subscribe to my channel. And that's pretty much it for today. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.